We have been talking about green card lottery over and over. But there are so many people who don't understand or have no clue what is green card lottery and why is it important. So I want to break down to you just a very high level summary of what is green card and what is green card lottery. When we talk about green card is a nickname, is the official nickname of the word permanent resident or permanent residency status in the United States of America. Each country in the world has a permanent residency status, but in the United States, that status is also referred to green card, and the person who is a resident with a permanent residency status is called a green card holder. Why? Simply because the card is green, so they call green card. There are so many ways one person can get green card or can become a permanent resident of the United States. One can be through marriage. I got my green card through marriage. Some people, they get through employment. There are some people get through family sponsorship, not just marriage. Maybe, for instance, I'm a US citizen now, I can sponsor my mother, I can sponsor my father, you can sponsor some siblings. So there are people get green card through other ways of family sponsorship. There are also some people who get green card or become permanent resident through refugee, through religious ways, and another way is through the lottery system, which is called the green card lottery or the diversity visa lottery, in short DV program or the DV lottery. Why the United States is the only country on the planet Earth with this particular program of diversity visa, or the way of giving green card to thousands of people around the world to come to America through a lottery means. Because if you go to Canada, they have different type of immigration system. There is no lottery system, only the United States. Why the United States decided to introduce the diversity visa lottery? So first and foremost, you have to understand that United States depends on the diversity as the strength of this particular country. That means when you have people from all over the world, because everybody in the United States came to the United States at one point of their lives. Whether your great-great-grandfather came or great-great-grandmother came back in 1800 or came 1900, it doesn't matter when, but everybody came here at one point of their life. The only people who are natives here are the natives or Red Indians who are here, which is the total population is not more than 6 million. So everybody else up to 400 million came to the United States from one corner of this planet Earth. So there are some countries have less representation in the United States. So the United States government created something called high admission countries and low admission countries. High admission countries are countries with immigrants, a lot of immigrants compared to other countries in the United States in the last 5 years. How do they determine these countries with high immigrants or high admission countries? So let me define for you the term immigrant in a legal and in the legal perspective and immigration of the United States, how immigrant is perceived. There are people who are immigrants and there are people who are not immigrants. Immigrants are people with the immigrant visa. And the people who are not immigrant are the one without immigrant visa. That means they have what we call non-immigrant visa. So if you come to the United States, from day one, you have been given the immigrant visa. That means you are coming to America to stay here on a permanent basis. You are becoming immigrant. So immigrant person is the person, the first and foremost, has a green card or is a permanent resident of the United States. So if you come, for instance, you have won the DV lottery, you are immigrant. If you are given the permanent residence based on the family, based on the job, you are immigrant. But if you come here on what we call non-immigrant visa. That means it's the visa on temporary basis. You come to study in America. If you come to study here, you are studying maybe PhD for 5 years. The expectation is after your studies, you will be going back to your home country. If you come for visiting, you expect to go back to your home country. But if you get married and you become permanent resident, you are not expected to go back to your home country. You are becoming immigrant. You are becoming permanent of the United States of America. So, when we say number of immigrants, we are looking at the people who are permanent resident. And we are looking at the permanent resident into 2 categories. Those immigrants or people who got green card based on what we call the green card by family. Whether you got married, whether your father, your mother, your spouse, whatever is going to sponsor, or a child is sponsoring the parent, that is number 1. And another category is green card by employment or by work. So, if in the last 5 years, country A has over 50,000 people who have been given a green card through marriage or through family, or a type of family green card, or through work, if they have more than 50,000 threshold, if let's say they have 55,000, in the last 5 years, that country is removed from the lottery. And by being removed, it doesn't mean that it is permanent. If at one point that country is going to have the number is going to decrease to be less than 50,000, that country is going to be brought back to the diversity visa lottery. So each year in the middle of September, between September 15th to September 20th, around that particular time, the Department of State is working with the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, who are the one determining, the Homeland Security are the one determining to count how many people have been given green card based on the family or based on the work. If the country is above 50,000, that country is called the high admission country, is removed. The countries with low admission, with less than 50,000 people with a green card in that 5 years, that country is considered a low admission country and is going to be participating into the diversity visa lottery. So the list is updating each year, is going to be updating. For the particular year of 2023 and beyond, there are things we'll be able to change. We'll be able to see countries which have been removed before are going to be brought back. Why? Because when they started to do what we call the high admission, in the year 2020, from the month of April, to be exactly on the April 22nd, the number of visas, they were stopped immigration. There was immigration suspension from that particular time to mid of June 24th. Then June 24th, it was up to the end of December 2020. Then the suspension extended until March 2021. For that particular case, what happened, for over 1 year, there were no visas or no green card issued to people because of the pandemic and immigration suspension. For that particular case, we will be able to see, when we count 5 years, we'll see the year going from 2020 to 2021, because no countries were given the green card through marriage, through family, or through employment. We'll be able to see the number of the countries with higher admission will be decreased. At the moment, only Nigeria in Africa and some few other countries, they are not eligible. So these countries, there is be a possibility to be brought back into the lottery application. So that is the green card and how they are going to determine which country is going to be eligible and which country is not eligible to participate in the diversity visa lottery. After that, why should you apply for the diversity visa lottery? What makes it so important for you to be able to apply for the diversity visa lottery? It is because if you win the diversity visa lottery, this is the easiest way to get the green card. The other ways, you have to get married. The other way, you have to be very educated, get a good job, and you have to impress your employer to sponsor you. Or you have to be having some fear of persecutions and other reasons why you can be given asylum, you can be given refugee status and being a green card holder. But through lottery, you can sit on your computer at your own home and put the application form. Using a phone, take a picture and win and come to America. Otherwise, you cannot be able to do that. So So number one, the process of applying is the easiest way. We'll talk about the eligibility, about education, work experience, and the other things, but it's the easiest way. So if you win, you get the opportunity to become a permanent resident. By being a permanent resident, what are the advantages? Number one, you will never again ask for the visa to come to America. If you are in the US and you travel abroad or any other country, you want to come back to America, you don't go to the US embassy and ask for the visa, which is a big relief for many people. Then, once you are here in the United States, you don't need to ask for the work authorization to get another job. Because if you are a student, for instance, you must be having authorization. Your social security number will say with DHS authorization. That means you will be only employed with the Department of Homeland Security authorization. Your social security will be indicating that. But if you're a green card holder or a US citizen, you are allowed to work to any employer. Obviously, it will be difficult to get the federal government jobs because most of them, they require citizenship. But majority of the jobs, you'll be able to work. You don't have limitation of hours. If you're an international student, you're allowed to work 20 hours per week on campus. If school is closed, you can work off campus. It's okay. But if you are out of the status, you're not allowed to work. If you have H1 visa, which is a working visa, you have to work only to that particular employer. If you lose that job, the visa goes away. You cannot be allowed to have 2 jobs and work another job. So there are so many other restrictions on any other type of visas. But once you are a green card holder, you don't have that restriction. You can work to any employer you want for no matter how many hours. You can have 2 or 3 jobs if you want. So that is something you need to understand, another advantage. While you are here, apart from working, you can go to school, you can invest, you can do so many things with that particular card. Is live and work, do business in America without restrictions, like if you come as international student or any just a visitor. So there are so many advantages, but there are some people I know, they say, oh, I'm already established in my own country. I have a good job, I have a big business, I have chickens, I have cows, I do business, I do farming. Why should I apply for the diversity visa lottery? Sometimes it's not about us. Sometimes it's about our children, our grandchildren. How are we going to give them the opportunities? So if you apply, you win. You are not required to, you must live in America. You can come and live in America, stay for a month, 2 months, go back to your home country. Then you come for vacation, you'll be coming and going back as long as you maintain maybe within 6 months you have to be here at least even for 1 day or 2 days, then disappear if you want. Or if you want to live for more than a year and whatever, you have to fill the advance parole form that you are out of America for a certain particular time. But nowadays there are so many countries with dual citizenship. So after 5 years, if you want to become a citizen, you can do that. Unless other your country like Tanzania doesn't have dual citizenship, you can be able to consider whether you want to become a citizen or not. So there's an opportunity. Even if you say you stay in your country, your children can have opportunity to study here, to fly and come here and start working instead of starting finding how can I go to Europe? How can I get to America? They are already a US citizen or they are already a green card holder. You are giving them the opportunity. You can have green card, you and your spouse, and while your spouse is pregnant, you get into the flight, you come in America, the child is born in America, the child have US citizenship and citizenship of your country, that life can be able to continue. So you have to find how this one can play on your own advantage. It is an opportunity. So I encourage you to apply. I encourage you to share this information to others so that they can also apply for these particular opportunities. So that is one of the reasons why you need to apply for this particular opportunity, which is green card lottery. No other country on planet Earth has the diversity visa lottery, a randomly selection, a free of charge application. Obviously, if you win, there are some payments. We'll talk about the payments, but I'm talking just the application process is free of charge. So don't worry. I will guide you step by step. Make sure that you apply in a correct way. If you win, you can have a guarantee of being given the visa, so that you cannot do everything and don't get the visa at all. If you have any question, continue to put on the comment here while I'm continue answering the following questions.